I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, barely breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Thought I was 6 feet under.
Breakdown. It's Tuesday.
You good there?
Yeah, sorry.
fine.
You can't. For me, I don't know how anybody else feels. I can't listen to that song and not.
Oh yeah, no,
jam out to it.
Well, I mean, that's why we wanted to make sure that they were
Yeah, they let us use it.
the front bumper on the show.
I know the opening theme, and still need to try and get them on here
Again.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
We're
actually
working
need
on
to get
that.
them on. Yeah, that's kind of what we need to do. It is Tuesday though, which for all of us,
It is.
it means one big thing.
One big thing.
Are you ready for a miracle? Jesus, are you ready for a miracle? Hey, are you ready?
That's right. That means it's our favorite time of the week. We have Carrie
it feels
Mellon up
like
with us.
forever
Hey.
since we've talked to you.
I know, right?
It has been forever.
Forever and a day,
Ish.
Yes.
It's been something like that.
something like that. It's forever and a day. How have you been, stranger lady?
I have been. Did you call me straight lady?
Stranger.
Oh,
Stranger than some.
Stranger, we don't know you. Stranger, it's not stranger danger because
You've just
we
been-
recognize you,
It's
but
just not been a while, you know.
it's
I gotcha.
now that
Okay.
song's
Well,
in my
straight
head now.
lady
I know.
would be correct too, but
Yeah, but that's a little bit more.
That's more direct, honestly.
it was kind of out of the box. Like I was confused, but whatever.
Sure, stranger lady.
It's
It's straight lady,
it's the
right?
residual of the COVIDs. That's all that
That
is.
has to be it.
Oh gosh. No, doing well. A little bit tired. Been running around caring for my aging husband.
Did you see? Did you catch that? The pause. She was trying to choose how to address him.
Aging husband.
Because I was going to say the man child, the because everybody picks on it because everybody makes this big deal. Oh, guys when they're sick or they're hurt or whatever, they're big babies and and you could tell there was a moment where she went, "Should I?"
Say that he's a baby.
And then turn around and she took the high road
Very good job.
and said, no. She just slight dig with the aging part, an aging husband.
A
Aging,
slight dig, yeah. That just,
yeah.
No dig, no dig.
you dig?
You're a pastor. You can't lie.
I know.
you
Actually, I was
shouldn't.
thinking about that the other day. Just how I can't lie. Like I am a horrible. I
Yeah.
would think I would be a good liar, but I just don't have any reason to lie.
Yeah, it's weird when you don't have that reason behind you. It's like pointless. Mm-hmm. It's like
Right.
what's the? There's no reason for it
Yeah.
at all.
Right.
So anyway, so is he doing better? Is the aging husband, the man baby?
is.
He?
He
working
is
it out.
doing incredibly well. He actually he is doing so well that I'm concerned he's doing too well
Uh-oh.
to where he's going to overdo it.
Oh no!
Because
Gonna hurt himself.
Be
yeah,
right
it would
back
be
to
something
where
he would do.
be, be right back to where he started.
Nope, I'm good.
Yeah. No, but he's doing really, really well, and he's doing his exercises and for physical therapy, and which is, he's one of the few people I've met who have said, I love physical therapy. Like it really,
Wow.
he loves it. He loves going and doing it.
Oh well, I guess if you have to do it,
Do it well.
do it. Yeah, do something you love.
Yeah.
So,
But he's doing really well. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
good for him.
Good.
For him. Well, we were praying for him and watching his tweets.
Okay.
I know you don't see them, but
I don't.
No,
I'm a little concerned.
No, it's
Don't
nothing
worry, it's
bad.
fine.
It's nothing
no big
bad.
deal, yeah.
All I can say, there was one
Yeah.
where he took a picture of the ceiling fan. Apparently, he was bored and said, "This is my view." And
It's a lovely thing.
he was lonely.
It was a very
and
nice ceiling fan.
It is.
very
It is.
nice.
Oddly, there was surprising. There was no dust on it.
I know.
Mine,
Really, I was gonna say, did he take a picture to say, "Oh, I gotta dust the ceiling fans"? Because that's one of the things he does.
No. He was taking a
The
picture. It was.
ceiling
It
fan
was.
duster.
I remember it. It was a. Well, this is my view. It was.
Okay.
He was having a lonely day. So he was like, "This is my." It's something like it was something to the effect of, "Hey, this is my view for the day. What are y'all doing?" Kind of thing. He was lonely
Gotcha.
and bored, but it was. I remember the ceiling fan. I went, "Oh wow, that is surprisingly clean." Like
It was good.
It is. I gotta dust mine. Severely.
I always have to dust.
Yeah, but you don't have ceiling fans.
I have one.
You have one. I've got
kitchen.
I got 3.
I got one.
And one is right over the fireplace. So
Oh,
every time a
gosh.
fire goes off, and every time I got a fire going, it collects.
All of it.
It looks so nasty right now.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
That's terrible.
Yeah, but it helps keep the house warm when circulating.
Oh yeah, warm air.
Yeah.
There you
Got a
go.
little warm air. So obviously we haven't been able to interact with you at all for like 2 weeks now.
I know.
It's been crazy.
I think it's been 3
Has it been 3?
because it was the night
has it
before
been?
he had surgery. I went to bed early.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then he had surgery, and that next week I was
Out. And then last week it was no power.
And then last week we had no power. Or well, we had power.
Yeah.
We had our internet was spotty, but
That's right.
Dallas DFW was not
That's
so.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
I'm trying to think.
Which today it was like 80 degrees. It was awesome.
That's great.
See.
See, it was 50s in here. It wasn't bad.
Actually, no, it hit the 60s today.
Did it?
It did hit the 60s.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah. I still am ready to move to Texas, but it was nice weather today here.
Indeed.
Good.
I sent a bad picture out on Facebook.
A bad picture?
I did. So there's a guy
A
in
guy.
the Raleigh area who takes pictures, like really pretty scenic pictures of Raleigh.
Yeah.
Okay. And in the thick of all of winter apocalypse that was going on through Texas,
Yes.
pile ups and blah, blah, blah. The picture the
Yes.
guy took here out in Raleigh, out near Dorothea Dix Park,
Yeah.
was green, not a cloud in the sky. Some kids were like flying kites.
Frolicking.
And
Oh
so
my
I
gosh.
shared it on Facebook. I said, and to all my Texas people, we're praying for you.
We love y'all.
Oh,
And I
that's
said,
hilarious.
I know it was a jerk move to do. Even the girlfriend was like, "You're a jerk." I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a coworker whose power was out. Another coworker and we were texting him every morning. We were like, "Are you alive? Are you alive?"
You didn't
Because
freeze
there
to
was
death,
one
did you?
point where his house was 39 degrees. That was inside.
Inside the house.
They had no power
no,
and
no.
I'd have
no.
started a fire somewhere.
Yeah, even if there's no fireplace, I'd have
have
been
started
like,
a
"How
fire
bad do we
somewhere."
need the kitchen table, hon?"
Hey.
Yeah.
Do we have a floor that's just concrete somewhere?
Something.
yeah. Well, we kept saying, "Go to the church." Well, we have pets. Take the pets. Put them in my office. It can be the barn. I don't care. Like
We'll deal with that
You need-
later.
The smells can
Yeah.
be handled. All right.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
it's called Febreze. New carpeting and Febreze.
Lysol.
Yeah, something.
Bleach.
Ew.
So how have you guys been?
Busy.
Yeah, it's holy smokes. It's,
Busy.
if it's not one thing, it's another.
Busy.
Steven was out of town all last weekend, and
That's what
killed
brought.
Mojo.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's what brought the snowstorm to you guys because I went to
he left.
Wyoming.
Yeah,
So
Oh,
I went to Wyoming and you guys got hit with a blizzard.
There was a-
and
disturbance in the
Wow.
force.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
it's-
his fault.
yeah, I apologized already. Okay,
Yeah,
Okay.
I know you have.
I apologize.
You sent an email out to
Yep,
all the hosts
I did.
and apologized publicly
Yeah, I
yesterday.
did. See, I told
Okay.
you. I'm
that's good.
trying to stand up for what's right.
Good.
Well, before we get to the things that we haven't touched with you, because we've been sending stuff back and forth to each other for the past couple weeks here. Speaking of what's right, the television news channel Al Jazeera has announced that it will be launching a new platform,
Okay.
a conservative platform. called Rightly?
Okay, like
Rightly?
Al Jazeera conservative or
Yeah, I was going to say.
American conservative?
It's supposed to be an American thing. So the digital platform will air its first show on Thursday. The show is called Right Now with Stephen Kent. Stephen Kent is our age.
Yeah.
He's our age.
Yeah. He used to do a Star Wars
Yep. He used to do
Show.
the Star Wars. Yep.
back in the day.
Yep. He used to live here in Raleigh.
He did. He did. He did. I may have met him once or twice.
You may have met him once.
Maybe.
I definitely know him.
Yeah.
And I'm really concerned. I'm slightly concerned.
I would be a little bit because again, Al Jazeera. You hear Al Jazeera, the term conservative is not one of the litany of words that come to mind.
Unless you're talking about Muslim conservatism.
Right.
Yeah.
Islamic conservatism. I
Yeah.
should say. I should clarify.
And that is
Islamic.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
That's not good.
that's religious legalism.
Yeah.
No, not even legalism. At that point is totalitarianism.
Right.
And that's oof.
So rightly, they hired an editor in chief who happened to be from Fox News originally, Scott Norville. Norville Redenbacher.
I know. Mm-hmm. I know.
Yeah.
I'm
So maybe once again, I come with the idea, and I bring this out here. If by some chance they're actually just making another network,
okay.
by some chance that they're actually just making another network and they're paying their guys to be on the network. Okay. Would you accept it?
I don't know. We briefly had this conversation off air before we started. I wonder why. Why is Al Jazeera so deciding that this is what they need to do? They need to have a conservative. And I use the term
Station.
loosely. Yeah. Why?
I don't know.
That's the part that bothers me is the intent behind it. Because I'm going to be torn because the money would be, I'm right there with you. If they don't, as we discussed, if they don't edit anything, if they literally just let us throw it up on the platform or whatever, as is, no edits, no nothing.
Right.
Just like Mojo does.
Yeah, sure.
For us now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
I would be really, it'd be really difficult to not take that money.
Yeah.
But
Okay, how
why?
about this? Planned Parenthood starts a network. And they say, okay, we want your show on. We won't edit, or like we won't take anything out. We won't censor you.
Oh, see,
But we are Planned Parenthood.
this is why we have her on.
That's why. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
and it was same thing. Only that was
okay.
Planned Parenthood. What would you
Once
say?
again, are you allowing me to express my views completely? No edits.
You can do your views.
No edits. No nothing.
You can
don't
do
look
your
at me.
views.
She's
Just every
setting
single
up
day
the
paycheck
hypothetical.
will
So
say
no edits. No nothing.
Planned Parenthood.
I can even say this station is is paid for by Planned Parenthood. Oh, by the way, they suck.
I mean, it would be kind of weird for them to not censor us and have us run.
That's
on
what I'm
their thing,
saying.
talking like that, and then pay us on top of
that's
that.
What I'm saying. Are you saying that I'm allowed to sit there and badmouth the company that's paying me?
Yeah.
Well, but then that brings it back to at what point are you okay with having boundaries drawn
Yeah.
and drawing a paycheck from Planned Parenthood?
Yeah,
Al Jazeera.
Well, Planned Parenthood, they don't actually draw in any money. They just accept it all from the government anyway. So it's kind of weird.
So basically, you're getting a rebate. If
I'm
they
getting a
paid
rebate at
us,
that
it would be a
point.
rebate.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Al Jazeera is all oil money and terrorism,
Yeah.
which is another issue altogether.
Yeah. See, I still, like I said, it would be hard for me personally. It would be really hard to not take that money, but I'm still hung up on the why. Like there's
Why would you?
that
How would
back
you?
intent.
What is that?
Why do they want us? What is going on? What is the purpose? You clearly and even using Planned Parenthood as a great example, we do not agree. I have very strong feelings about that place. So why would you want to have us on? Something is askew here. There's as we like to say, something is afoot at the Circle K.
Yes,
and I'm not sure what it is, but
So there's Michael Weaver. He's Senior Vice President of Business Development and Growth for Al Jazeera's Media Network and Digital Division.
business development and
Yeah.
growth.
So he's the guy in America trying to push it.
Push it real
Okay.
good.
Yeah. He says Al Jazeera is excited to expand its digital footprint with Rightly to provide fresh voices that are often left out of mainstream media, a space to engage and debate the issues that matter most to them.
I'm sorry. I'm still hung up on if they're going to be paying. This is Al Jazeera, okay?
Yeah.
Arguably,
Yeah.
bottomless pit of money
True.
available.
Technically.
And Rightly is the best name they could. Been bugging me since the beginning.
The hang up now.
It is
Now
now.
the
It's
hang
been
up
the
is
hang up, and I can't move on any further.
Rightly.
That sounds like it.
You know what? I think I get it now. I think I
It
understand.
sounds
Just
like it's
based
a,
off this.
It's a bad translation, is what it sounds
Yeah.
like. Like if
Based
they
off this,
put
I
it
get
into
it.
Arabic, it's something else.
I get it. I get
Okay.
it.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
trying to make sure that the discord of information continues as fervently as it was for the past 4 years.
How so? What do you mean?
By discord, I mean I don't mean just conversation. I mean literal, a
Division.
division and separation. They're trying to make sure that there is an additional footprint beyond Fox News that creates the alternative narrative to everything that is mainstream. By doing that, you keep America fighting itself.
No, that makes sense. And then if you think about it too, from a left's perspective, or a progressive period, then it's like, oh well, look, Fox News is Nazis and Al Jazeera is a bunch of terrorists, and everybody.
They can't say that though. From the left, you can't say that.
Well, they can because they're no longer part of Al Jazeera. That side's been done. That's why they're going to the right now. Think about it. Now they have an extra thing that can be, like you said, an extra wedge, an extra kind of a way to anybody that now is going to be associated with that, even if it is completely uncensored and completely wide open. They're going to now be turned around and look. Well, how can we trust you when you're on a website that
Is run by Al Jazeera.
is run by Al Jazeera?
Right.
It's like, how can we trust?
They automatically lose their credibility, no matter who it is.
What is it?
Right.
RT.
Yeah,
I
the
can't.
same
I
thing
don't,
as RT.
I don't trust anything off of RT.
Exactly, and that's the point. But if they start,
What's RT?
Russia Today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be Russia's. It's all supposed to be all American news, but done
From Russia?
with the
Sponsored by Russia.
from
Gotcha.
Russia's
People.
people. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, the guys
And
who
you
are on
don't
the
trust
ground.
it?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I mean, there's no reason why.
I mean,
couldn't
there are
trust
American
it.
people getting phone calls from America to people in Russia,
So
so it should be
there.
Should be tangible. I don't see what the problem is.
Maybe.
Do you think that any of it is that they are trying to also, I think that your theory on the driving a deeper wedge or continuing a deep division in the country is a great theory. I think there's a lot of insight there. Do you think that there's also something to be said for hoping to capitalize or glom on to, I mean, like you've got supposed conservatives, and I say supposed because I think that anyone who, the whole riots in the summer, the storming the Capitol,
Yeah.
regardless of what the political party, that's not conservative or liberal governmental thinking, right? That's
Right.
like mob rule either way. So do you think that Al Jazeera is also trying to capitalize or get a little part in that? Like they will be able to grow an audience because you've got these, right wing people who are now on the edge, ready to just take action.
Yeah.
And there's an appeal to that hey, this is an organization that knows how to make this happen.
Yeah.
There is, I don't know.
I don't know. Again, the whole thing just smells fishy to me. I can't, because to me, you would, again, no matter who you are,
Right.
it's Al Jazeera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of the piece.
The back end of the whole deal, regardless of what it all comes down to, it, like you said, is funded by terrorists.
Yes.
And I whoever gets on there loses all credibility. And again, I wonder if it's not just, and also kind of a thing where, hey, look, the right is still confused. Not only are they racist, but now they're really terrorists. And
They're being backed by
Right.
terrorism.
I don't know, man. I mean,
It could be. It could very well be.
they're obviously presenting themselves as
Right-ish.
right-ish, but that's the problem. Is people here in America are so ignorant sometimes. Okay, because again, what is right and left in America is not the same as right and left in the rest of the world.
Right.
Right, yeah. That's kind of how it works, yeah.
But but we don't know that. Everybody here, like,
No,
right
when we hear
here
right
is
and
actually
left, yeah.
left in
Everywhere
else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, and nobody realizes that. So if they're saying it's right, so what does that really mean? Like you said, is it American right or is
Well,
it
Apparently,
Muslim right?
according to the Guardian, Al Jazeera staff, they privately expressed dismay at the launch of Rightly, wondering if it's squared with the network's previous stated comments. Communities.
Well, I see, technically American right is marginalized, but I don't know.
I see this as very suspicious on multiple levels.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
One, Rush Limbaugh just passed.
It is kind of ironic. He's gone and
Yeah. Two, Trump is out of office. And this pops up right after that.
Right.
And three, it's Al Jazeera.
yeah,
And that's basically it. It's Al Jazeera.
that carries a lot of weight there.
That is a
Yeah.
big issue. Like
And
I said,
four, they couldn't come up with a better name than Rightly.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think that's a bigger sticking point for you
It
than
is.
Personally, yeah. It's just the tag. It's for him, it's more about just the fact that you can't sell it.
I'm gonna die on that hill. I really
Yeah.
am
You
because
can't
it's
sell
just
it.
dumb.
It's not
It
well
doesn't. It
played.
doesn't roll off the tongue.
Rightly.
It's not. What does rightly mean? If you've never, no one has ever used the word rightly in a sentence. Ever.
they don't
You
use
use that
rightly. Rightly.
Correct.
Okay, I stand corrected. Still, it's not the same. It just doesn't work. It's I don't know. I no. No, they could have
No,
come
because
up with a better
you
name.
don't say rightly. You say correctly.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
That's true.
Because it sounds better. It works better.
Yes.
I got that. But again, so why?
Because correctly,
think-
correctly isn't a good one to have.
Well, no,
because
and they're
They're trying to use the
right, and I got
Right.
that, and I got that part. That's why I said I think what it was is it was a word that doesn't mean rightly in Arabic somewhere. It means something else.
yeah.
That actually does sound good, but because it's going to be done and presented here in America and in English, they're like, oh, it's translated rightly. And everybody's like, oh, that's a great idea. I don't know what that means, but
It's a great idea. Sure, that works great.
Bob from Playboy is
Look up.
putting a rubber stamp on it.
How do you say rightly in
How do you say
Arabic?
rightly in Arabic? You're
Yeah.
going to Google that now?
Say-
Ticka, 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 ticka.
Let's see.
How to say.
Rightly translate to
Uh-oh. Let's see.
Arabic.
It won't even come up as an option.
really.
Hold on. It usually has as a suggestion. Can you get it?
No, I don't.
gonna be
Rightly
directional.
translated. How to
it
say
actually writes it out in Arabic. I'm like, that doesn't work. I can't read that.
can't read Arabic. I told you it has its own thing. They did it for that. It makes it look better.
I think you're right.
And they just in English it's rightly.
Yeah.
It's like what?
It means rightly in English.
But rightly isn't even a word, is my point.
It's close enough.
It's not.
It is.
No, it is not.
kind of a word.
No, it is not.
It's what it is.
weird story.
It really is.
It really is.
And it makes me want to send a message to Stephen Kent and be like, "Bud, what you doing?"
What's that?
you should
I think I'm going to.
You should.
be like, hey,
Hey,
so I just read something.
I just read a story about you being on a new show and a new network. How'd that going?
How are you feeling?
How's that going?
And if you're really okay with it, then you can be like, hey. I'm kidding.
I know they need more people. What are you doing?
That's
don't
funny.
tell me about it. I'm good because I'm still having that moral dilemma of like,
What if I just like started plugging the show through it and never told you?
if I don't know,
Suddenly money started coming into our PayPal account. Or something.
if I don't
We have
know,
so many defenders.
we have exploded.
Exploded with monies.
I don't think using the word exploded when talking about
You finally caught it. Thank you. We've only been saying it for past 5 minutes. Thank you. I love it.
It's bombastic. It's
oh my gosh.
It's all right. All right. Now all I want to do is watch Team America.
Durga Jihad. Durga Muhammad Ali.
Is that the South Park people that did that?
Yes. Yes. And it was so funny. Only they were like literally marionettes.
So
The
good.
whole movie is they're all marionettes. It's not.
Team America World Police.
Now the language is a little bit rough, but yeah.
Right.
And this particular scene, they tried to dress him up to look like he's Middle Eastern, and it's literally splotchy hairs all over the place.
He's the best actor I've ever seen.
Yes, and he does. He walks up just like that and says that.
Hold on.
Great.
This is Defenders Live.
Oh my goodness. There's a lot of people making comments on the Twitters about this one.
About the Al Jazeera's?
About the Al Jazeera's.
Oh,
yeah.
good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. First
That's
off,
good to know.
going back to having the animals locked up in the pastor's office. Return of the Slug over on Twitter. Guys, the thing that takes care of pet smells is Genesis 950. Oddly appropriate for a pastor.
Oh, yep, that's true.
It
There
is.
you go.
It is.
Genesis
Yep.
950 is definitely gets rid of all the
It
smells.
gets it out. Yeah. Southern Ohio Jackal also on Twitter. Will the left go after this network as much as they go after Newsmax? I'm going to go on a limb and say no.
No,
Probably not.
because it's Al Jazeera.
Yeah, exactly. Adam W. Johnson also on Twitter. They're doing it because there's money in conservative media.
That's true.
The money they make off
That's
of it
true,
will
too.
fund the unusual suspect, or fund the usual suspects that they always fund.
Yep.
Many of which were questionable character.
Right.
Which goes back to the whole it's Al Jazeera.
Exactly.
James on the YouTube. TNT. Dynamite.
Jimmy Walker, baby. Jimmy Walker. Yep. Kevin Hutch is also on Twitter. Al Jay-Z thinks they can influence Trump supporters. That's another possibility, too.
True. Yeah.
Another way they could probably. There's all kinds. This whole thing could be broken down. There's so many little tentacles that this could be, that it's just one of those. It's like, probably want to
Just kind of stay away from that.
stay away.
It just doesn't seem, if it doesn't seem like a good idea, it probably isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's kind of there.
good rule for.
If you even start having a little bit of a moral dilemma,
Yeah.
About doing anything with
you
it.
should know like that's the
When you have to,
okay.
If you have to take pause
and rationalize
and
it.
rationalize, then
Yeah.
it's probably not
Probably
a good
not the best
idea.
idea.
So
Anyway.
no, I'm there.
So I think you passed this story on to us. The one about Adam Grant,
Oh, by Adam Grant?
Amy
Yeah.
Grant's brother.
whatever.
I don't know that he's Amy
I'm
Grant's
just
brother.
assuming. I don't know.
It has to be right.
It sounds.
just assuming.
It sounds like something stupid that
Anyone with
come
the
from that
last
family.
name Grant is
Yeah.
related to Amy.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Both Amy and Adam are very uncommon names.
And just
Yes.
as as
Yes.
intelligent, by the way. I'm going to throw that
very
out there.
smart, yes.
Both of them are identically up there. So apparently there's a thing.
There's a thing.
Yeah. What you're not
Yes.
supposed to ask.
There is a thing. There's a very, very harmful question.
Oh no, harmful
Question that parents can ask their kids. And
did you eat my
when
chocolate?
you think of harmful questions,
That is a harmful question.
that any adult, but then especially a parent who's supposed to love a child and nurture a child and care for a child, what would the most harmful question be? Like, what are things that pop to your head? That are
This is bad
still
because
This is
radio
not good.
appropriate.
This is not a
I was
good.
gonna say
we're not the right
many.
ones to ask this question to.
I had a laundry list. You know what? Probably a really hurtful and traumatizing one would be like, "Can you wipe my butt?"
That would be.
That would be traumatic for
Yeah.
a kid. Because
Yeah.
I mean, how many times as a kid, can you go wipe my
No.
butt?
Actually, what really is there is so when I get old and decrepit and I can't do it myself,
Are you gonna wipe my butt?
That's
No, you just bring the thunder right out the gate and be like, "Here, come do it now. Will you come do it now?"
Well, according to Adam Rant,
That's not the worst one.
the most or one of the most harmful questions that a parent can ask a child is, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Oh, missed it by that much.
see,
By that
I'm
much.
a Toys R Us kid, so
Yes.
It's
you may
actually
be a
'cause I don't
Toys
wanna
R Us
grow up.
kid, but what do you want
I
to?
am a-
Oh, okay. You don't
I am a
want
Toys
to.
R Us kid.
see, there you go.
Okay.
Because there's at least
Gotcha.
a million things at Toys R Us that I can play with.
That's right. Of course, it's
Gotcha.
closed down now.
Yeah, it is. From
gone.
Well,
balls
and-
and trains to video games.
Yep, he knows
It's the biggest toy store there is.
the entire commercial.
Wow.
I don't want to grow up because if I did, I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid.
That's right. And as you
I
can
just
see,
don't
thank
even know
you.
what to say. That's-
You're welcome.
I missed you guys.
I know, right? And now it's going
And
to be
the
stuck in your head.
wealth of
No,
knowledge.
pointless information.
You see, the way that she said knowledge, I'm just saying.
I know. Well, I do. I actually, it's side tangent. I have a book at home that, honest to God, is about 6 inches thick, maybe more, 6 to 8 inches thick of literal.
Can I ask you a question?
Shut up.
Nope.
No.
Yep.
No.
I'm just gonna. I want to point this out.
I know. I know.
No.
I can't measure.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
This is not 6 to
it
8
is
inches.
It is for me. It's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Anyway, it is a literal pointless.
I am hearing the
information.
ladies laughing, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. It's a joke for sure.
My wife was laughing before that even happened because
I
she
know.
knew where I was going with it.
I know. I knew where you're going too, and I was trying to avoid it. No, but it is. It's about 6 inches thick, and it literally is nothing but pointless. The pointless of pointless information about everything you could ever want to know. And they have it categorized, like, if it's, about rocks, about space, about animals, about biology, about everything. And it's fantastic.
It's just knowledge about
It
things.
is. It's dumb knowledge. But anyway, that's where I
Well-
get a lot of mine from.
So, and I'm actually gonna. I was trying to figure out how I wanted to go through this, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and just go in the direction that he was, where he said. So he just starts out of the gate with, "This is the most or one of the most harmful questions that you could ask a kid."
Wow.
And he says that as a kid, it was his least favorite question, and he dreaded it. And when you think about that, you kind of go, "What? I don't get why." Until his follow-up sentence with that, or the end of that sentence, he hated it. And he said that it was because no matter how he replied, the adults never liked his answer.
Well, that doesn't matter.
That is a different issue.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah,
The question.
The question has no bearing there.
Yeah, that's-
the reaction is
Right.
what your problem is.
Yeah, see, but that's just a sign right there, the proof of the problem with society and the world and people at large is we don't attack the actual problem, we attack a byproduct of it. We don't go to the root. Like you said, the root is the reaction. The reaction at that point then falls on the parent. It's not that
Right.
they asked the wrong question. It's if you're going to ask that question, mom, dad, mom, whatever, that you need to be able to go, this is what they want, and encourage them. Or if you're not going to encourage them in said thing, like one of the biggest things, like my oldest is he hasn't quite figured out what he wants to do. It's just all about making tons of money.
Whatever it is.
Okay.
Tons of money. Yes, Mom. Anyway, sorry. My mom is literally yelling at me on Facebook.
Oh.
She says I'm not letting you talk enough.
It's
Sorry.
true.
See,
It's true.
even my mother likes you more than me. But I have no problem. Like he wanted to be like, and it's always changed. As kids, it always changes. You know,
It's always about the money.
But for him, it's always been, it's about top dollar. It's about the money. It's about blah, blah. And no matter what it is, I'm like, well, you have to work at it. You know, he wanted to be a pro ball player. Like, well, you're going to have to work at it. It's not going to be, you're just going to walk out on the field one day and you're going to be making billions. It's going to be, you have to give up everything that you've ever done. There's no more video games. You're going to live and breathe baseball. You get up, you do it, you go it all day long. When you're not doing school, this is it. And that's how you would encourage them. And you don't, you know.
Well, I think it's also, there's a natural,
Maybe.
and I am not a psychologist, and Adam Grant is. He's a professor of psychology,
Allegedly.
I believe. So,
Allegedly.
yeah, he's a psychologist. So
Allegedly.
he probably knows better.
Allegedly.
Yes. But
Remember,
I
all
am
science is a practice.
mom,
Aren't we
and
relearning all science?
Yeah, we are.
we're what? Relearning science?
Yeah, that's the whole with
All science is a practice.
Yes.
It's not a conclusion. It's
Yeah.
a practice.
Yes.
It's not the actual test. It's always a practice.
So, as a mom, and I think as a pretty rational human being, and one who, I'm a people person, so I think I can read people decently well. And as I was raising my kids, now that we're all, teenagers now, which is crazy. I have 3 teenagers.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
No,
I'll
Wow.
hit that. I'll hit that mark someday.
my older 2 are really not normal teenagers. Like, they are super calm and polite and responsible and not mouthy or anything. Like, so it's our youngest. She's been a teenager for the past
10 years.
however long she's been alive.
Yeah, yeah.
Always a teenager.
How old is she? She's been a teenager that long.
That long. Yeah. Whatever it
Yeah,
is.
all 13 years.
Yeah.
But when my kids would tell me when they were little what they want to be, it's exciting, and you get excited with your child, and you don't have to dampen it, because when they're 5 and they want to be like this man, Adam Grant, wanted to be a superhero. Well, okay, why are you squelching a 5-year-old's dream of being a superhero? Because
Let's buy you
they're
a
going to
cape,
grow
kid.
out of that. It's
Yeah.
the imagination. It's the stage of life they're in. Now, if my 17-year-old is coming to me saying, Mom,
I'm going to be
I
Batman.
am a superhero, then we need to have a different discussion.
Yeah.
And, I think you said your oldest is 12. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, he just turned
So
12.
if he wants to make tons of money by being a ball player,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. Now is the time where you say, okay, that's awesome. You're going to have to start working on that.
Here's the
now,
reality of
and
it.
This
Exactly.
is what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You're not telling him that there's no way that he could ever make that dream possible.
Yeah.
Right? You're not stamping it out.
No, there's always a
There's-
possibility. It's just
It's gonna
Yes.
have to take
it's
effort.
the probability is the question, and how much are you as the individual going to put into it?
And I think another interesting issue that he brings up, he quotes Michelle Obama, where she had written, I think it's one of the most useless questions an adult can ask a child. What do you want to be when you grow up? As if growing up is finite, as if at some point you become something and that's the end. And I agree with that to a certain extent, as far as, no, you don't just grow up and reach this end point, right? I mean, you continually grow and learn. But instead of saying, well, that's just a stupid question, it's a useless question. Well, no, there is a practical aspect to it of what interests do you have? How would you like to make money to support yourself, your family,
This cause or whatever.
The practical aspect of it, because if I had just been thrown into, well, go ahead, you need to support your family somehow, so be an accountant, everyone around me would be miserable, I think, because accounting would not be the right place for me at all.
Right. Yeah.
And my poor accounting clients, they'd all be broke.
They'd all be very sad and unhappy with what they're doing here. But
So I think that there's something to be said for the practical aspect of you need to have some sort of plan, but don't let that plan be the end all be all.
right, especially
Because even
as a kid.
when you retire, you still want to grow and learn and read and change and still do things, whether you're making money doing it or not.
I think that's actually one of the biggest reasons why people who retire normally die within 2 years.
Right.
Is because they stop.
Right.
They retire. And as retirers, they just decide that they're no longer going to learn. They stop growing. They stop changing. They stop being a human in that way.
Right.
They lose a part of themselves, and then they just kind of die out. But it's the constant factor here is that there's only two ways you can be. There is no stagnation in life. There is no stagnation in life. You are either constantly growing or dying. That's it.
Right.
That's it. Physically, you are growing or dying. Mentally, you are growing or dying. Spiritually, you are growing or dying. There is no stagnation. There is no middle ground where you're just like, oh no, I am good here.
Right.
It's like, no. I am at the plateau.
I'm here.
I hit the plateau. I'm here. I'm good. It's fine. No, that doesn't
There's
happen.
something to be said for that that inner feeling of agitation, or like when all things seem like it should be calm, and you could look back or look at your life and say, okay, my dishes are done, or my work is complete for the day, or whatever it is. And okay, and if you spent every day with everything done or nothing to keep occupied with, and I mean, we're created to be working people.
Yes.
Not necessarily, working 9 to 5 sort of whatever forever.
Right.
But constantly, like you're saying, growing and learning and developing. It's not an end ever. There are actually a lot of pastors who are second career pastors because they made money, and they're like, okay, let's go this next John.
It's like, this is the next step for me. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's definitely true, and that happens a lot. It's especially nowadays. You don't see many pastors that come like straight out of college, first job, pastoring. That's what they've always done and what they've always had in their life. Not as often as it used to be.
No, not at all. We have I know a man who retired and started driving a school bus.
Nice.
Like that's his retirement is driving a school bus, and it's awesome.
See, we got a guy that works with us. He's retired 3 times now.
Yep.
He's retired 3 times. And it's just one of those situations to where you're looking at it, you're like, huh. He just can't stop because he knows.
Right.
And he said it to us before. He knows the moment he stops, he's done. He's done. He's over.
Right.
He has to keep moving. He has to keep active. He has to have some drive, something going on, something keeping. He can quit whenever he wants to, but he has to have something.
Yes. I think everyone does. My mom, I love it. She's so she retired this summer, and and now, and she said she realizes she treats it like her job, going to the YMCA.
Really?
And making sure that she gets her workout in. And it's so funny because she talks about it as if it were her work place.
Yeah, she works there.
Yeah.
Not works out there. She works there.
Yeah.
She'll go there. She'll spend 4 or 5 hours and then come back.
And I used to work at a YMCA in Charleston, and there were a lot of retired people who they'd go, they'd do an exercise class, they'd, sit and have coffee, and it was
just to be out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Because once again, for most people, if you spend all that time alone in the house by yourself with nothing to do, you have no drive, no nothing going on.
Right.
You're going to die. I mean, we're all going to die one day anyway, but I'm just saying you're mentally going to die, and then your body will soon follow.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. And for this guy, I actually feel really sorry for this guy.
I do too.
I feel sorry for Mr. Grant. Don't
I
you
do
feel
too.
sorry for Mr. Grant?
Mm-hmm. Totally.
But because I think the reason why he's a psychiatrist or a psychologist is because of this entire platform and pattern that has gone on in his life, where he chose a profession and they laughed at him, and he chose a profession and they laughed at him, and he chose a profession and they laughed at him as a kid and growing up, and they were like, no, we're pressuring you into being something that you don't want to be, and that caused a lot of trauma for him.
Right.
And it's obvious that it caused a lot of trauma for him because he's reacting to it still as an adult.
Yes. In his career, he's doing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's fascinating. When he says that, it's a horrible question because some kids dream too small,
Right.
and some dream too big. And I don't understand. Now, I am a dreamer.
Yes.
So I think dreaming is wonderful. I think that having big ideas is wonderful. As a dreamer, I need rational people in my life to say, how's that dream going to work? How are you going to make that happen?
Well, that makes sense.
I need those people.
Yes.
This is why I would be a horrible business owner, because I would have great ideas and then that's kind of the end of it. We've talked about this with you guys in the show, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, you need to have that balance between the two of you.
Yeah, because I am the dreamer.
Yeah, and I'm
where
more
you
of-
have
I'm
big
more of the-
ideas and dreams, and then Steven can say, that's a great idea. So this is what we have to do to make that work.
Yeah.
And he's not squelching the dream. He's just putting the practical aspect with it.
Well,
Right.
I would argue the whole takeaway from all this, I would assume, is just you don't treat people like crap, even as little kids. You if somebody comes to you with,
takeaway.
I mean,
is.
to boil it down to its core, it's you treat somebody how you want to be treated. Now, if you present an idea to somebody, you don't want somebody to go, God, you're a moron. You want, even as an adult, you want somebody to kind of go, I like where your head's at, but have you thought about X, Y, and Z? Have you looked at it from this angle? Well, what about if you get to this point? Blah, 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 blah.
Well, how about here?
And
What does
yeah,
this
and
make
then
me?
have that rational conversation, but
Yeah.
you don't want it to be, you're stupid and you'll never succeed, because that doesn't ever work. And that's the key. We have to treat everyone, including our children, with respect. I mean, and that's the points where they learn that, where they can learn that, yes, I had the crazy idea that I wanted to be Spider-Man until, Dad talked me off of the roof, like it's
Right, yeah.
But you'll have that and you carry that and then it just passes on. That's the key. It's not, you have to look at the actual problem and hit the problem. And again, it's
It
how you treat
also
people.
Psychologically, Adam Grant, as a psychologist,
Yeah.
you should point this out. Psychologically, kids need that total and complete support from their parents. It doesn't mean that we need to be parents who you see their children as like the next American Idol contestant that, can't carry a tune, but have been
that's a
told they
whole
can
nother-
sing all their life.
That's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother, yeah.
That's the other side of that coin is that, oh no, my pumpkin is so talented.
No, you're not.
There
That's-
are
No, you're not.
They have
Sorry.
TLC shows of that. That's what I'm saying. Like it's just one of those things that you go, that's just another, again, the dark side of that flip. It's about, like you said, the child comes to you and the kid doesn't know. All he sees is something that he likes.
Right.
right.
And again, if he's 17, then you kind of go, all right, champ, let's talk about this. But,
But with almost every career, with technology and how fast things move and grow and shift and change, there's a whole host of ideas that we don't even know what the careers will be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So people are inventing careers for themselves every single day.
Oh, yeah.
The other aspect is careers, almost every career has a different need, like of a whole bunch of different skill sets. So, okay, so you want to be a neurosurgeon. That's not going to happen. You don't have whatever skill set is necessary for that. Okay, that's fine. But can you, are you very meticulous? Can you make sure that all of the, see, I shouldn't have used neurosurgeon because I don't know anything about
Not a clue.
I'll use stage. Okay,
It's-
so
yeah,
I want to
whatever.
be an actor. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not a great actor. Well, you've got cameramen, you've got, or women, you've got lighting, you've got set design, you've got the
Writers and
props,
editors
you've got
and the gaffers and
everything. You've got so many different aspects. You've got writers, producers,
Yeah.
casting agents themselves. There are so many different avenues within one business
Yeah.
that, okay, so you have a passion for dance. That's wonderful. You're probably, not going to be able, go on some auditions.
Do it.
Wonderful. But
yes, try it, but
but let's search some other ideas that you
Just in
can
case.
still be in the field you love,
Yeah.
and use your skill set to the best of your ability and what would be best for this ballet or whatever it
Right.
is.
Whatever has to happen.
Yeah.
As long as you're somewhere around it and inspired by it,
yeah.
that could be great. Maybe you aren't the best dancer. Maybe you broke your leg.
I'm not a dancer and I never broke my leg.
Yeah, maybe you broke your leg. Maybe you got an
I used to be
infected
able to.
leg.
I used to be able to line dance.
Maybe you're just have an infected leg or have something of the problems of that sort, and you just can't dance as well anymore. Mm-hmm. But just saying,
I don't know why you keep looking at me.
I'm not looking at you specifically. I'm just looking toward you to get the joke.
I got it. No, I'm there.
That's all I wanted.
I got you. I'm there. No, I treat people how you want to be treated, and that includes everyone. That's the takeaway.
Everyone.
Everyone. That includes children.
Yeah.
Don't be a douche.
Well, the Knights Who Say Neo run Twitter.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. At DOA Show. Are you saying that we should treat children rightly when they tell you their aspirations?
Oh, I walked into
Well
that
done.
one.
Well done.
Yes.
Finally.
Good job.
We've heard it in a sentence.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Well, yep. That works. We'll take it. I will take it. Good job.
That's awesome.
And Big Pharma Steve over on Twitter. Sometimes it's good to dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with the unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chase from afar.
That's beautiful.
It is.
That should be made into a song.
It was a poem.
Yeah. Well, we are the music makers. We
are
are the dreamers of dreams, wandering by lone sea breakers and sitting by desolate streams. World losers and world forsakers, on whom the pale moon beams.
The time has come, the walrus said, to talk of many things. Of shoes and ships, of sealing wax, of sealing...
Too.
And whether the sea is boiling hot. We can do this all night if you want to. Bounce from book to book to book.
We really can, and that's the problem.
I'm waiting for someone to do Moby Dick now, just for giggle's sake.
No, please don't. Nobody wants to see
There
Moby.
she blows yonder. Arr. Oh. God, we can't take anybody anywhere.
No, we
This
can't.
can't take us anywhere.
Sorry.
Uh,
No, I'm not. I'm not sorry.
I love how people think apparently that my ability, my line of I used to be able to line dance is funny. I did. I used to be a good line dancer.
Right, and then you stopped moving.
I did.
See, that's the whole growth. Decrease. That's how that works.
When a moving object
stops.
3, 2, 1. I'm not even going to fix it anymore.
Nope, just go.
No,
Yep,
this
keep going.
this hour was brought to you by American Pride Roasters Coffee.
Which he needs more
I
of.
need more, clearly. AmericanPrideRoasters.com is where you go to get historically great coffee. So many wonderful flavors to choose from, a flavored coffee and unflavored light, medium and dark roasts and extra caffeine and whatever. If you're not a caffeine or a coffee person, they got tea,
All right.
chocolates, all kinds of fun
Yeah.
jazz. American Pride Roasters is where you need to go. AmericanPrideRoasters.com. mojo50.com.
Don't forget to go to mojo50.com.
Yeah, please don't. Check out those guys over there. Awesome people over there. Keep us going for some weird reason. Mojo50.com. Other awesome hosts, shows, good stuff. Our website, doaeshow.com.
That's doaeshow.com.
It is. Check it out. The shop and archives and all that fun jazz.
Yep.
Follow us on all social medias at DOAE Show.
Yeah.
Use hashtag arm yourselves.
That's
You
the
probably
one.
get read live as we do the show like we always do.
Yeah.
There's still another hour to go.
There is.
There is. It's just
It's going to be amazing.
I'm still not quite used to the 2-hour thing.
Maybe.
But this is going to be nice. So
It's gonna
y'all
be
don't
fun.
go anywhere because this is going to be fun.
We'll be right back.
Yeah. Da-na-na-na, da-na.
I really feel bad for this guy.
Adam Grant.
Yeah.
I know. It's sad.
His entire life was crushed. And that's why he's a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and he writes of his cousin who was following the family footsteps of like medicine, and then had second thoughts and asked, do you think I should go into economics? But didn't. He followed what was expected, and he's a neurosurgeon and he's great at it and blah 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 blah, but he kind of wishes he would have gone a different direction sometimes.
Well, and that's also kind of the thing too that it's not even just the question. It's and it's not even the response in some cases. It's the having those expectations on the kids. Parents have to understand that they're not you. They're not
Right. Yep.
your second chance at having dreams fulfilled. They are their own
Right.
individuals. They have their own lives, and to have those expectations is devastating to a kid. But a lot of parents don't do that.
Skills.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skills,
Your kids are
personalities,
not
all
gonna
of
be,
it.
Your kids are not always going to be born with the same type of skills that you have.
No.
Well, first off, if it's a skill, it's a learned thing.
Right.
So
Or even propensities or interests or
Right.
abilities.
right, they could have some sort of a talent for it, sure,
Right.
and maybe they have an interest in it or they somehow gain interest in it, sure. But that doesn't mean that they're going to go that way just because you were that way. That's kind
Right.
of the point. That's the hard driver there. Whereas even
Right.
though even as a parent myself, and as a child and as a parent, it doesn't make any sense to pressure your children into a position that you took.
No, not at all. That was my mom wanted to be a teacher and her parents said you should be an accountant, and my mom was an accountant.
And that sucks because
And-
she probably would have been a great teacher.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know. She might have really enjoyed it, but she told me in when I was in college, she said, you may want to, or you should. No, it wasn't even you may want to. She said you should get a degree in education to go with a double major to go with your degree in theater performance, so you have something to fall back on. And so, of course, I do not have a degree in education.
Right. Right. Because that was her dream, not your dream. And that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes perfect
Yeah.
sense. Don't die.
I'm not. I wish I were an Oscar Mayer wiener.
Because then everybody would like me.
Everyone would be so proud of me.
No, everybody would like me.
No.
Not the line.
Totally agree.
Yep.
Yay.
We're doing this one.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Can I get a, oh, yeah?
This is a little concerning.
What's that?
It's the last story that he sent to you.
Okay. Hold on. I got
Good times.
Great oldies. All right. We'll be coming back.
okay.
I get up when I'm bleeding, barely breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Oh, sorry.
You
I was
okay?
not paying attention. I'm
You all right?
another world right now.
'Kay.
Hi, we're back.
Welcome back.
Yay. Defenders Live, Mojo 50.
Uh-huh.
We're here.
That
Miss
one.
Carrie's hanging out with us.
Yes.
Bless her heart.
Dylan's a little distracted.
Yes.
Anyway.
So,
So people are proud of you, by the way.
very proud
Big
of you.
Pharma's.
Steve.
Excuse me.
The Big Pharma Steve is very proud of Carrie.
Dying over
Yes.
here.
Oh. Yes,
Good
you
Lord.
are.
I'm
Yeah.
dying. Yeah, no, he was proud of you because when I read the verses or whatever from Don Quixote, the fact that you made the comment that it should be a song because
Right.
it is a
Oh.
song
Song.
without seeing the GIF made him excited and happy. So
very
he awarded you 10 points.
Yep. 10 points to Carrie.
Yay. I'll take them.
There you go. I don't know what we're saving them up for or anything
But make
like
sure
that.
that you
but
remember that you got 10 points.
yeah,
that
log
in
that.
mind.
We're not
I don't know
keeping
how
up with
many
it for
feathers
you.
I have in my hat
Yep.
or stars in my pocket
Okay. Okay.
And
yeah.
points. You got to, they're
and
all.
points.
Yeah,
Now I
we're gonna have to
points.
have like a game card or something like not quite like a bingo card, but close.
Yeah, but you
kind of
add
a-
up your points.
to keep
and
tally.
Once you get to a certain point level,
Yeah,
we do something.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. I
You have
mean,
to trade the
So are
points
these
in.
points the same as brownie points?
No.
no, I think that
Not
might be
unless you
different.
actually just want brownies, and then maybe that'll work.
I always just want brownies.
Okay.
Yeah, I
that
think-
could work then.
Oh, see, but you're talking actual brownie
Yeah.
points. No, I think
Brownie.
it could be
Brownie points. Yeah.
brownie points,
Brownie
not brownie points, but brownie points.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what.
No, I
it's
think
like.
they could do. We
That
could
would
do
work out, right?
brownie points.
Oh,
Okay.
I think I could implement that in my house, and that would work out pretty well too.
I think so.
Yeah.
because brownies are a
Doing
great
chores
motivator.
doing chores for brownie points.
That's a great
And
idea.
so many points earn you a brownie.
A brownie, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a singular. You can trade in for a half a brownie.
Each point could be sectioned up.
No. Well, you have to have a certain amount first.
What?
We'll say like 100.
Oh, no.
yeah, we just created
Me and my big mouth.
a new thing for Dylan.
Because I get yelled at it for eating all the brownies.
Yeah,
Oh.
you now have to do brownie.
I do because
points.
what'll happen
So
is
now Jay's
they'll
saying, "Yep, brownie points."
well they'll make either her or mom will make some, and they'll put them in this big plastic Tupperware tin thingy, and some point before the morning happens, I will have some before bed and usually some for breakfast on the drive in, and
Because it's
usually
brownies.
There's nothing left, and I always get yelled at because I'm the one who finishes them off. But I wait until the end of the day.
That's the day.
They had their chance.
Yeah, they had theirs. I had some, and because I beat them to it first thing in the morning, I first come first serve. I thought. Now, if I don't have milk, I don't do that.
You have to have the
Really?
milks.
I have to have milk with my.
The milk has to happen.
have to.
Brownies milk.
No matter how sweet or how moist and everything the
I could
brownie
do-
is, I
could do the
have to.
coffee though. I can do coffee with a brownie. Can you do the coffee with a brownie?
I mean, I could if I
A
had.
brownie.
I mean, yeah, I could just straight up eat the brownie.
I can't. I gotta have the milk. Brownie, but it won't. The brownie will not be as amazing as it could be.
Can you do cake without milk or cake without ice cream?
Cake without ice cream or cake without milk? Cake without milk, cake without ice cream? I can.
I can't. Yeah, I can. I mean, I could do that much easier than I could do a brownie without it. Like cookies. I cannot do cookies without milk.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, again, I will eat them, but it will not be near as amazing as it could be.
Return of the Slug over there on Twitter's. So I'm hearing you want some brownies. Not gonna say no.
Yeah, I never say no to.
We would never say no
Free
to brownies.
food.
You make.
Yeah.
You make delicious stuff.
Yes, it's Stealth Jackal, Jill Holler on the edge over on Twitter. Can I seed? Am I reading
Yeah,
that right?
seed. Yeah, seed. Yep. Mhm. That means to give away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Points to others.
Yes. Well, it depends.
Wait, this
Depends.
means that.
It depends on what you're.
Wait, this
Depends.
means that.
It depends on what you're doing with your brownie points. Like if you're actually doing brownie points, then as long as you physically are given brownie points, yes, you can.
I'm getting confused now.
But if it's like,
I
so
just really want brown.
Oh, brownies and milk.
that a North Carolina professor says that he's struggling with all because of the former President Donald Trump.
Gotta find
Because,
that one.
one has a lot to do with the other. I
Yes.
mean, they go hand in hand. I mean, when you hear the word Christianity, the first Christianity, I mean,
every bit of the way.
it right
Means-
there.
Oh, perfect match.
I
just saying.
side by side.
They're standing
literal
there.
synonymous.
Yep.
That's what I think.
Yeah. So anyway, Isaac Bailey is a professor at the public policy at professor of public policy at in 2014. Neiman fell Harvard University and published author. And a published author. He published a lengthy opinion piece in Newsweek in which he revealed that he is, quote, struggling with his Christianity after Trump.
Why?
Struggling.
Well, how can you struggle with your Christianity after a president?
Well, he said, and I quote, I'm struggling to hold fast to my Christianity because of Donald Trump. Not exactly Trump himself, though. The undying support of his self-professed Christian pro-life movement that he enjoyed. See, my faith, he complained, is in tatters because of the alliance. And I am constantly wondering if I am indirectly dedicated my life to the same Jesus secessionists prayed to in the Capitol building after ransacking it and promising to keep those who didn't do their bidding. Or promised to kill those who didn't do their bidding. Yes, Dylan?
I'm still failing to see how somebody can base their faith off of the actions of another human being.
Maybe he cleans it up.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
Let's see.
Bailey mused.
I love musing.
Musing is so good. He says, if Christianity can convince so many to follow a man like Trump almost worshipfully, or couldn't at least help millions discern the... It's not the same.
It's not. They don't go together. They're not the same.
Very.
But that's like complaining about, I don't know, capital in general. How dare capitalism sucks? Actual capitalism, it's cronyism.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
True capitalism, if it's allowed to actually be done, and you can remove the human error side of it, and I mean error by the sinful side of it.
Yes.
You can remove side of it, and I mean error by the sinful side of it.
Yes.
You can remove that. Capitalism is fantastic.
It's amazing. Yes.
At least everyone who's willing to put into it to work. Okay. Christianity, your faith, my faith, with other people associated with it.
It shouldn't anyway. It really shouldn't. It should have nothing to do with who you are or like who's around
This
you.
lung had better hurry up and come
That
up.
comes
Good
down
Lord.
to a heresy known as Donatism, where that was claimed that if the priest who was giving communion was sinful,
Yeah.
then the not trying to think, it was not rightly.
It was not
Right,
sanctified.
there you go.
It wasn't sanctified, right?
Yes.
By default.
So
If he
it
was
not
at fault
effective.
by default,
Yeah.
it was at
So-
fault. Okay.
Yes. And so I do this. I agree with him and with what you're agreeing with, Dylan, that
Yeah.
there is a weird worship
Yeah.
and religiosity brought to Trumpism.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's
But
weird.
on the flip side, he also is religiosity to the anti-Trump. And you're taking Christianity out of the picture. We're taking Christ out of the picture and saying that if you're a true Christian, then you are either a true Christian because you are pro-Trump or a true Christian because you're anti-Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trump isn't.
You're worshiping the religion
Christ.
and not Christ.
Right. You're not following after Christ.
Yeah,
you're following after other people's opinions about what the faith is.
Yes.
political ideology.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's just as equally bad.
Uh-huh.
The irony is so thick.
Both
Yeah.
both of his arguments or his argument and the reasoning behind his argument are
Yeah.
he's missing the point. It's kind of like the Adam Grant story. Like he was missing the point
Yeah.
of the harmful question. This man, Bailey, is missing the point of
Faith.
Yeah.
Christianity.
Of the faith that he espouses.
Yeah.
Yes.
It obviously he doesn't know it that well,
Well,
because if he did,
right.
then he wouldn't be looking at other people.
Well, I mean, he's a professor at a university and a Harvard Neiman.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I forgot. He
doesn't need Christ.
he doesn't need Christ. He has his knowledge.
Right.
Because the whole thing. The bad part is it's so wrong. Like everything that he's trying to throw in it. All I want to do is like go, okay, this is going to take forever to unwind all of this stupidity, all of wrong. And in the end, like, again, he's, what do they mean by pro-life is that Trump is anti-abortion? And yet there's no evidence, none, that putting a pro-life president in the White House drastically affected the abortion rate.
Well,
That's
that had nothing to do with Christianity in the first place.
let's just for an argument's sake, let's remove Trump out of that.
Okay.
Pence was a very Christian
He was
man.
very pro-life.
Very pro-life.
Yeah.
Did any of it change then?
No.
You're because you get somebody who claims to be a faith. One, you mean them and God, and not your business.
Right.
Mind your own. Stay in your lane. Okay.
You can
Just because you think that person who has allegedly has those beliefs that things are just going to magically change. Everywhere else is ran. Has its due diligence. It has its process. It has the hoops you have to jump through, the things that have to be done, and it's how it has to be done.
Yep.
He's not a king.
And he's not a kingmaker.
And yeah, exactly. So his argument is completely asinine. You are going to hang on something that fickle? Sorry, dude, but sorry.
That's it. It just sorry. You just
I feel
hang it
bad
up.
for you.
If you're gonna hang your faith on something that frail, then you might as well just let it drop.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna teeter like that, well, I don't know if I could do it. Well,
Then you didn't do it to begin with.
I'm so sorry for you.
It's again trying to shove the world or God into worldly dimensions.
Yeah.
But read this amazing devotion by Augustine this morning, and it was all about God is the creator of all things, so he contains all. But if he contains all, then part of him is in all. And it was this really complex, incredible bottom line. God is not in our politics. God is not, but is in the politics too. It's
Right.
just bizarre. It's like we're trying to confuse, or this man is confusing, and a lot of, and I think this is a pitfall for a lot of Christianity, and this is where we get that Wersh's saying you need to vote for, is that it's mixing the two kingdoms.
Yep.
It's mixing the
3 days.
In 2 days.
We're not doing a show Friday?
No, we'll be back by Friday.
Oh, we are going to be back by Friday.
Oh, I'm gonna make damn sure we're back by Friday. It's gonna be a replay.
Fair enough.
I'm just saying. So
Fair enough.
For the next 2 days, it's going to be audio only, and that's only because we're going to be at in hotel. I want
Work
to take
is-
the entire green screen and the whole deal and all the rest of it. So
Yeah, work has called us away. So we're literally getting on the road as soon as the show's over with.
it'll be fun.
oh wow.
Yay.
We're gonna split drive.
We're going to
here.
be in D.C. We're out near D.C.
Basically.
Ironically enough, I believe CPAC is going on right now, too.
Is it really?
I think so.
Oh no.
Yeah, we were supposed to go this year, too.
Yeah, we were.
I know.
Oh man.
3 years ago, I was out there.
Not on
Just
Friday.
stand around and go to National Harbor, just wave at everybody.
Hi guys.
Yeah, no. Actually, was it 3 years ago? Yeah,
3
years
years
ago. I was with Watson in Nashville.
Their stuff on the radio.
It was horrible, and Ron Phillips was right next to us and helped us get everything ready on the second run. And then after that,
Wow.
the rest they say is history.
Yes. Oh gosh, but he just keeps going on and on and on.
Again, well, yeah, it is a very long article, and the takeaway from this article is I don't believe this guy actually had faith.
Yeah.
I really don't, because again, your faith is null.
Right.
Your faith is supposed to be hingent on Christ and what He is.
I don't think we should be quick to say, I don't think he had faith, because that's not, we don't know.
You're
Even
right.
a weak faith
You're right.
is still a saving faith.
You're right. I was
and-
going to say I can see being
The
by
weakest
going. Wait a
is
second.
still-
If I thought this was how it's supposed to be, and this
Right.
guy's claiming, I can understand that. You're
we
right.
get tempted and drawn
Yep. You're right.
into, falsely or believing, trying to believe something else on the mountain, speaking with God,
Yeah.
getting the 10 Commandments, and God says, freaking people, because they have already built a molten image.
Yeah.
You've only been here a few days, and
Yeah.
they're already big
Yeah.
images.
It's already.
This
jacking
is
up.
not
No,
good.
and you're right.
And your brother. I mean,
yeah, and your
And
brother.
does that
are
mean
whole-
that Aaron didn't have faith? No, Aaron did. Aaron,
we all
of
mess up.
course.
You're right. I
know?
shouldn't have been. And you're right about that. To the point, though, that's where the problem is the faith should not be hinged upon what other people do. It should be in Christ. Discouraged and bogged down, and because life sucks sometimes. Like life can kick you in. You just kind of, and then you see all of this stuff going on around you. But that's kind of where you're supposed to draw back closer to Him, which again, in and of itself, is so much easier said than done.
yes.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Always.
because I just said it, and it's so hard.
yeah, it's very
so
difficult.
hard.
Incredibly.
Yeah.
So, but it's just, I feel for this guy. I really do, because I feel for this guy. I really do, because
I agree.
he's in a figured out soon.
Yep.
Could
Good.
potentially be disastrous.
Clarified for him.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But that's where, Scripture is clear that, God says in Malachi, it's in Malachi, I believe, what does the Lord require of you, but to do justice, follow or seek the Lord. As soon as we try to pervert that into worldly standards or justice.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's the same thing that, his religion or his faith is being perverted by human values instead of
Yeah.
godly.
You're
That's kind
looking
of
at the
point.
wrong thing.
Yeah, that's the human world and the worldly things and all the rest of it. And this is what having faith represents. I don't want it. Well,
Right.
that's
And that-
not what having.
Well, I was going to say, technically, though, that part is right. If that's what it is,
Good point.
then you
That's a
shouldn't
very
want
good
that.
point.
If the world, as we see it, current faith represents, then yes, you are correct. You will not want any
Yeah,
of it.
but that's where the problem lies. Is most people don't take that very next step, which is okay. So the world is not going to give me what I need, and then take that next step into faith. Fortune, and that's because of fallen dumb humans.
Well, yeah, because fallen.
Yeah, dumb.
Yeah.
Keyword dumb.
Dumb.
Yeah,
Humans.
yeah.
No matter how smart we are, we're really dumb people.
Oh yeah. I mean,
We think ourselves out.
we are the smartest, dumbest creatures on the planet.
That is time.
I know. That's weird, isn't it?
It's at a time.
So sad.
We use our entire brain. We only use 10% at a time.
Yeah, that's a lie. Look at me.
And it's only 5%.
Look over here.
Yeah.
look at it.
Good.
Exhibit A.
It's right here.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. B from the SUV nailed it. Sound and love people.
Oh,
Simple.
yeah.
It's pretty much there.
So hard.
Just a dude over on Twitter. Judgment belongs to the Lord. Pretty sure some guy wrote that in Romans 2.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure,
that's-
yep.
yeah.
Very good. Yep.
Yeah.
I think so. Yep. Also,
I've heard that.
Return of the Slug.
Yeah.
Woot! Defenders Road Trip.
Oh, this is
And it's got Kermit and Fozzie, and that actually is very representative.
yeah, it is. It actually is. You know what's funny? Another ironic thing, another coincidental thing.
yeah.
Time we're going
On a trip
in our favorite rocket ship.
Yep.
Blasting through the
through the
skies.
skies. Little
Line signs. Yeah. So there you go.
Little Einsteins. Wow. We went there.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We
That's awesome.
I'm not the least bit of a respecter of earworms.
No, all of them work.
Everything fits,
Yep.
especially once it gets in your ear.
That's right.
It never goes away.
Yep. Doesn't matter how big the song, it will stay there forever.
You know what? The songs that will not leave my head. If one of my kids starts humming a song from Aladdin,
Really?
Wait a minute. The animated or the new one?
animated,
Okay.
So yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So any of those.
will not leave my head.
So Riff Raff, Street Rat. I don't buy that.
Guarantee you, tomorrow I'm going to wake up going,
I'm sorry.
my kids, all of a sudden I'll be singing a whole new world to them. And they're like, we sang that like 3 days ago.
Yeah,
It's long
exactly.
over, Mom.
It's still there,
It's marinating, rolling
and yet you
around.
can't find your keys
Yeah.
where you left them 10 minutes ago.
Again, 10% of your brain at a time.
It's my phone that I lose.
Is it your phone?
My keys stay in my purse.
See,
Oh.
mine stay on a belt loop.
There you go.
No.
Yeah, it's my phone I'm losing like every 5 seconds.
See, I've got that on my hip.
Well, now I
Yeah,
have
he's got the dad holster.
On my Fitbit, I
Yes.
can push find phone, and then I hear this.
Nice.
that's pretty slick.
Nice. See, I got the for the keys, just in case for the keys for both my wife's and mine. I got the tile. You know the tile thing.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
one of those.
Yeah, I got that at the keychain version for my my
Yes.
keys and the wife's keys. And
And it works real well.
Oh yeah, and we got the button shaped one that sticks to the back of stuff for my daughter.
Oh, nice.
This is Defenders Live.
Yes, it is. Final half
I
for the
have
final hour.
a request. I don't have a Twitter request, but I have a request from a live human being here.
Oh, no. Live human.
From softball practice, and she's wondering what she should eat, and she knows that you're food gurus. So
Oh, like eat right now?
Ooh.
yeah,
Okay,
Like
so
right
it's,
now.
It's 9:30. And after ball
yeah.
practice.
You need something that's going to fill you, but not completely.
Yeah.
And you got to have something that's going to.
You need some
You got to
protein.
get the protein in there. You definitely want something a little bit bready.
Yeah, you're going to need the
Oh,
carbs.
peanut butter toast. Okay.
See, that works.
That works.
Yeah, peanut butter
That
toast.
works, peanut butter
with
toast.
milk.
Yeah.
Add the milk.
Get the milk.
Add the milks.
Thank you for
Yeah.
your idea.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Glad we could help.
Yep. Add
See,
honey.
helping one human being at a time.
There you go.
That's how we do
This
it.
is how we change the lives of the young people.
I mean, this is how we do it.
You didn't squash her dream of eating.
Telling
Yes.
her it's too late to just go to bed and suffer.
Yep. Too bad you're gonna have to go to bed. You didn't eat dinner, so
Yeah,
it's too late
snooze,
now.
you lose. Sorry, it's too late.
So well, I mean, it could be worse. I mean, you could be like this guy here.
You could.
Yeah. This.
This Arizona police are saying that a 19-year-old man allegedly was kidnapped earlier this month.
Allegedly.
Do I have this story?
No.
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 I was gonna say I don't know.
No, we prep in case
We run out.
Yeah.
run out or you don't make it, just in case.
Yeah.
'Cause it's
Yeah,
better
smart.
that way. Yeah, because you never know. But yeah, so this 19-year-old guy,
Yeah.
he claimed that he was he'd been kidnapped earlier this month.
Okay.
Yeah, it was tragic.
Terrible things.
Horrible thing. The police responded to calls
Pictures
on
and
February
everything.
10th. Yeah, found Brandon Solis. No,
No,
it's
keep
not.
going.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not a play on words. His last name is Solis.
With one S.
Yeah,
At the
found him
end.
near a water tower in Coolidge, Arizona, with both of his hands bound behind his back, as well as a belt and bandana stuffed in his mouth.
That's terrible.
That is according to the Casa Grande Dispatch.
The Casa Grande. The big house.
Big house.
The big house. Okay.
Okay. The big house dispatch. Okay.
Okay.
During initial interviews with law enforcement, Solis alleges that he had been the victim of a kidnapping when two masked men struck him in the head outside of his home, leaving him unconscious, and then shoved him inside of their vehicle.
This is terrible.
It is.
No good. Very
They're
bad.
no safe place, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
He proceeded to say that the kidnappers drove him around in the vehicle for some time before
I
dropping
thought he
him
was
off.
unconscious.
Well, he woke up.
He apparently, I mean,
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, you can
Sorry.
wake
he
up
was
from
not unconscious, but he woke up while they were driving.
Right, yeah.
Gotcha.
And I guess once they...
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew you'd catch the song.
been a while.
Thank you. I knew it. I knew it.
Drove him around in the vehicle for some time before dropping him off at the location where he was discovered.
Oh.
However, after investigating the reported incident and Solis's allegations, Coolidge police discovered that he had fabricated the whole story.
The whole thing.
Whole thing. Lie from Solis would eventually admit to his lies when confronted with the evidence, and on February 17th was arrested and booked on charges of falsifying a police report.
What was his end point here?
It's funny that you ask.
Well, the police updated members of the community in the media release to let them know that no kidnapping or assault had occurred,
Right.
and consequently that they didn't need to worry about two masked men that were kind of running around apparently
At large.
abducting people.
Randomly.
You know, yeah. Police added that Solis admitted during the interview that he made up the story as an excuse to get out of work.
You could just say you had
What?
COVID.
Yeah, you could. There's a laundry list of things. Sick, COVID.
You could just say COVID now.
And you don't even have to say you have it. You can say, hey, I was exposed,
Potentially.
potentially exposed to someone who potentially has it. I need to stay out of, and away from everything for a couple days to make sure that I don't
That's all you got to do.
develop anything.
Now,
blah, blah,
I'm
blah.
not saying you should do that. I
No,
am not advocating the fact that you should.
No, but I
Because you
condone
should.
using it.
I understand.
I completely understand.
I understand doing it.
Yeah, I don't condone it.
No, I do not condone. But I
I
understand.
understand. I understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, to get out of work. You know
What is
why?
his job?
Well, here's
That's what I want to know.
Here's what I think when it comes to this. Here's what I think happened. The reason why he went to such an extreme is he's used the "I'm sick" excuse too many times.
Oh, or
He
my
is-
mom's sick.
And,
Yeah.
and you know better than to ever say so and so a family member has died.
Because
you never
if
do that.
If you come back again
No.
and say the same family member died by accident,
yeah, or and usually that's what ends up happening
as
is
they actually die.
as they actually pass away, and
it's
then,
like when you call in sick and then the next day you're actually sick.
exactly. It's really weird how that
Yeah.
kind of flows just itself out. I think he just used the excuse too many times.
Maybe.
And so now he had to up the ante. He had to change it up. So I'm thinking
Maybe that might be the case. I mean, that's definitely a possibility.
in an interview with KNX-TV, an unidentified officer recalled how Solis claimed that he had been abducted by the offenders in front of his home the morning of February 10th. However,
Yep.
surveillance footage from the street at the time never showed any such incident occurring.
Which is when they first decided that he was lying.
Yeah.
I know exactly. Yep. Hey,
Uh-huh.
you would do it.
I would. Well, not like this.
No, but you would.
Question on everybody's mind. Why did this guy go to such great lengths? Right? We mentioned this a
asked
second
it,
ago.
What job does he have? Right.
What job does he? Well, Solis was reportedly employed at the tire factory, an automotive shop in the area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it was his
As
way of,
as our resident tire guy,
in Arizona. I never worked at it in Arizona, but
but
I know what that can be like, and it can be very brutal. It really can. You dealing with
It
the
really
stupidity.
rubs you the wrong way.
Wow.
Now, as some guy who has worked in the tire field in the automotive world for a good portion of my life,
Right.
I've never thought of falsifying a police report or claiming a crime occurred that didn't in order to avoid said work.
Yeah.
However, I may have played the I'm temporary blindness. I can't see myself coming in today. I've gotten that. I've done that a time or 12.
So what you're saying is that it's really tread on you.
It wears thin.
Yeah.
It does.
Yep.
It does. But you know what? You got to balance those things out if you want to keep
gotta make
living.
sure that, right. Got to put the brakes on that.
Yeah. It's,
Wow. Just wow.
Sorry.
I'm telling you, you do that kind of work, you're just full of hot air.
I know. I know.
But there's always floor mats. Anyway,
Just makes you tired. That's
it
all.
does.
Makes you tired.
It's and dirty. If on a serious note, like you do that kind of job, there is no amount of like gojo of cleaning that can get the crap out of your hands. It really doesn't. They've come up. These industries have spent millions upon millions of dollars to come up with this stuff to get, the brake dust and dirt and the grease and the crap out of the literal crevices of your fingers. And it never.
So what you're saying is you can't wash that stuff right out of your hands.
You can't. I have experimented to the point of love you too. Of
Did I? Oh.
good Lord.
Who's dying?
Tell him to stop slamming the door.
You know what? My 15-and-a-half-year-old still wants me to give him a goodnight kiss, so
Oh yeah, you don't fault that.
slam the door away. That's fine.
That's no big deal.
But no, like I have gotten to a point where there was times I took lava soap and an SOS pad and was scrubbing my hands to get the stuff off of there, and it would still stay in.
Gosh.
Yeah. And it would still stay in
the grooves,
in
like
the
in your
grooves,
finger
in your
print.
actual fingerprint, for days. The only way it would ever come out would take time naturally. Like if I was off for more than 2 or 3 days, it would start. But I'm talking. I have scrubbed with pumice stones. Sometimes that works,
Right.
but after a while, you
didn't bleed.
you're exfoliating to a point. That's where the SOS pad, the lava soap did.
exfoliated my fingers off.
Yeah, I don't have fingertips now, but
That's fine. I mean, I don't have a fingerprint anymore. Whatever.
yeah, who cares?
Nobody cares about that, right?
I actually don't. My fingerprints, I don't know why, but when I did my like concealed carry license
Yep.
or license to carry, whatever it is, and they fingerprint you, only my pinkies would come out.
Really?
So if I want to commit a crime,
Just don't use
my
your pinky.
pinkies would not come out. No, those were the only ones that did not come out. Because if I commit crimes, I need to do it with my pinky
Gotcha.
because my fingerprints don't show.
So you're saying you have pretty high pinky dexterity.
She sits there days on end just working with just her pinky.
That's just pinkies all along.
Weights with my pinkies so I can lift gold bars.
Yep. She even takes apart like locks. She does lock picking with just her pinkies.
Blindfolded upside down with just her pinkies.
Yep. It's like the people that can do it with their feet.
Oh, I know. That's fantastic.
Just saying.
That's what I have to tell my oldest to do because she has a lock picking kit. She wanted a lock picking kit for Christmas.
Yeah. Learn how to be dexterous with your feet.
So, okay.
And she's already dexterous with her feet. So now I need to tell her that's what she needs to work on.
So when you say a lock picking kit, like there's different ones. Like, are you talking about like the ones with the little rods that have the grooves on it, and it comes with the extra little one, and you stick it into any lock and you jiggle it, and you, or are you talking like a break-in kit for like a car, or there's so many different ones.
Are you talking about the little tiny, the one that has the little tiny pieces, or the one that has the bigger pieces?
Yeah, no, it's the smaller pieces.
See, I need to get a new one.
Yeah.
I need a new one. When I used to repo cars, I had that. I was able to get into most cars in about under 5 to 10 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty good at that.
I can do it now in about 15.
Maybe 20.
I have a breakout kit like that I did Actually, it's in your car.
It's in my car.
It's in your car.
Yeah, because
somebody locked their keys in the car.
because people that we used to work because people that
That's
we
true.
worked with
We did.
locked the keys to the work vehicle,
Repeatedly.
and I was
yeah.
like, I just need to lock.
And I need to
break it.
re-up on that thing because it's missing some pieces. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it is.
no, I was able to get it. Like I could break into a car in 15 seconds.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
When you're out, like it's
Right.
when you know where to go at that. It's really not. It's kind of one of those. Duh. You know what I mean? It's
After you learn it,
yeah. It's not like this thing where you need to make sure that you are facing 45 degrees from the. It's not. It's a matter of you.
More difficult or easier than the Rubik's Cube?
I still haven't solved the Rubik's Cube. If that
So
answers your
Okay.
question,
less difficult.
less difficult
Yes.
by far. Mm-hmm. The only way I've ever solved the Rubik's Cube was when I took the stickers off and put them back.
There is just a pattern to it that when you figure it out,
Yeah, it's a mathematical
it
formula
clicks,
that
you go,
supposedly.
"Oh,
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I'm not that smart, but supposedly it's a mathematical formula that literally no matter the way it's been shuffled, how long, many times it's
Doesn't
been
matter.
shuffled,
You
it
can
doesn't matter.
If
If you follow that formula,
it's perfect.
Yep.
it works every single time.
And now there are people that have that formula in their head, and they work at how fast they can do it.
Yeah, and they do it blindfolded and in the dark and
Whatever
Right.
else behind their backs.
yeah, and all kinds of jazz. And and again,
With their
I-
feet.
I take the stickers off. I'm lucky if I can get a color to match. Like I said, that's how bad it is. Like I can get a color to match. Don't ask me to get two. I can't. I've tried. I don't. It's just not my thing.
I mean, once you get a color, you're pretty much half there.
No, because then I'm like, oh, good, I've got a color, and then I go, oh, let's move to another color, and then I realize I've messed up the first color.
yes,
Well, you have to mess up the first color to make the
right.
next color.
Yeah, I got that. But then after I move on to the next color, then that one gets messed up, and then they're all just. I keep going in this vicious circle of
Because you
they're all.
can't do one at a time.
Yeah.
You have to do basically all of them after you get the
All
first
of
one.
them.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem.
Yeah, you can't just go 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Doesn't work.
but I do actually. That's something I was looking into getting. I used to have a mini lock pick.
So
It looked like a pin, and it was spring loaded. And what you did was you pushed it out, and the part that it looked just like a pin, and the part that hung, clipped to your shirt.
yeah,
You actually unscrewed the top of the little pin and pulled it out, and that was the other side of it. And
there you go. That's nice.
I used to play with that thing at work all the time.
That sounds awesome.
It was fun. I can't find them anymore.
That sounds really good. We should try to.
I
Find
want
some
to.
more. We really should.
I do.
We should try to find some. But so let me
Put our
ask
logo
you, Carrie.
on it and sell them.
Oh, Defenders lock picks.
Yes.
That
For
sounds
when you
really-
just got to get in.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Got like 15 minutes and I just ruined the moment of the show.
For when you just gotta go. Defenders lock picks. Anyway, Carrie, you're now technically immune to the COVIDs. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Technically.
You've technically allegedly you've been you've been technically vaccinated.
Allegedly.
Is that right? Because you've had it, and so now
I've
your
had
body
it.
right.
Allegedly.
So now your body is supposedly
Allegedly.
vaccinated from the virus for a few months, right?
Right. Well, yes.
Allegedly.
I don't like where this is going.
Oh, you're really
Yeah,
not.
no.
You're not.
So Anthony Fauci said on Monday that even people who've received the vaccine will not be able to go outside to eat or go to the movie theater because of safety of society. Quote, there's a lot of conversation about how you need to keep doing the same thing, even, like wearing a mask, not seeing your family, things like that.
Oh, good. Things like that.
Do you think that preventing people from doing these things and all the rest of it would change the future at all? This is a question from Chris over at the Los Angeles Times.
A lie.
A lie. Times. Fauci's answer was that there are several things even vaccinated people will not be able to do as long as there is a high rate of coronavirus in the United States.
So I'm going to ask, what's the point of all
Then-
of this then?
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
It defeats the purpose. If the numbers are going to stay high, it doesn't matter whether you've been vaccinated or whether you any of this other stuff, or whether you even had it and you no longer have the, are kind of immune to it, as it were. Even if that's all true,
Yeah.
if you're going to turn around and dictate that it doesn't make a difference, then what was the point of forcing everyone to be injected with all of this stuff?
Just to inject you. It's the same reason of why everybody has to wear a face mask, just to wear a face mask. He says, and I quote, so there are things, even if you're vaccinated, that you're not going to be able to do in society. For example, indoor dining, theaters, places where people congregate. That's because of safety of society. You yourself and what you can do when you are together with another person, we are looking at that. And
hold on,
we're going to try and find out very quickly what recommendations can be made about what people can do.
I'm sorry, but just that little phrase, we're looking at that, at what people can do. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you had control of my person.
Yeah.
And yet, for the past year,
I know they have. I'm convinced if stuff, real honest to God, if the administration doesn't kind of straighten up, let's put it that way, start actually making some sense one way or another on all this, I really believe that it's going to be bad. It's gonna become an issue. No, yeah, I'm saying not just because the numbers are still they're still gonna doctor the numbers. They're still gonna say everything.
Yep.
People already don't believe a lot of those things anyway. And now you're saying that you can get vaccinated or you could have had it and it doesn't matter. You're still gonna have to do all this stuff. People are gonna start to get irritated because even people who are buying into all this crap eventually are going to go,
we've been buying into this.
Something isn't adding up.
Yeah.
You're saying to do all this and we're doing all of this and nothing is changing.
So what's the deal?
What's the point?
Yeah.
Something's going to have to give because you're not going to have, I don't believe that society in America is going to be able to go another year, 2 years like we did with 2020. I don't believe it. I could be wrong.
So don't you think that this comes full circle back to the big thing of why do you think rightly is starting?
Right. It really does.
It might be. It might be kind of that. You got to.
It's in the realm.
As we made the point before, that nothing that goes on relating to the government especially, but nothing political is ever done by accident.
Oh, no.
Ever done by accident.
No.
And it would not surprise me one bit to kind of see this go like that, to be look, you're associated with terrorists, you don't want to wear masks, you don't care about people.
If anyone is listening right now that did not hear the first half hour, go back and listen, because Stephen brought
a wonderful
doozy.
story.
A good story. So good.
Something you bring the family around, you sit around.
And it involves a friend of mine who I have to now contact.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Because I didn't know. And now I know.
And now you know. And it's the right thing to do.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, I would not have gotten that one.
No, that's okay. I was specifically.
It's an 80s boys thing.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
specifically.
no, I get it.
Yeah.
It's like the PSAs on cartoons back in the day. So good.
Yeah.
Little Timmy.
But no, I know, because like I'm getting frustrated. Like I already haven't bought into this crap before, from the beginning.
Right.
And now you're just kind of saying, oh no, it doesn't matter what happens now.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to walk around without a face mask. You're not gonna be able to see people. You're not gonna be able to do anything, blah,
Yep.
blah, 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 blah. And the reason it bothers me is because they're gonna start pushing all of these things anyway, the vaccines and all this stuff. I'm worried about work, our day job. I'm worried about that at some point deciding that we all have to be vaccinated or we can't come in.
Yes, that would be not good.
And that is,
I've heard of some workplaces pressuring.
Yeah,
because I'm not getting it.
I'm not getting it either, and that's what I'm saying. Like I that's what bothers me. If there's no end date, if there's no light at the end of the tunnel, people are going to start to snap, and it's not going to go well.
Correct.
Like there's got to be something. Like I've never understood ever a vaccine that you're given for a virus or whatever that did nothing. That they admitted to telling you, yeah, no, you could take this for this. but nudges.
Right.
You still can't be
Right.
around people. You still have to do all these precautions. You still have to sanitize your food before you bring it in from Walmart. All this crapola.
Like, I'm sorry. Hold on.
So what's the point?
Why did we even get a flu vaccine then?
Yes.
Which I never get. But why did people get flu vaccines? It was to make sure that they could go out and do the normal things of the public
Yeah. I mean,
without being as frightened.
yes. And I mean, and that's fine. But at least that's kind of, people walk around with that, false
Mentality,
sense of
that idea.
security.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for some people, the flu shot does work on them.
Sure.
It doesn't on me.
No, for me, it just makes me sick.
And, yeah, and really bad. So I don't do it.
Right.
But people have been dealing with the flu forever. When flu season comes, they go, hey, you need to get your vaccine. But nobody sits there and goes, all right, guys, flu season's here. Shut everything down.
Right.
We never have.
And yet, a lot of people die from the flu.
A lot. The flu leads into things like pneumonia and everything else. And nobody shuts things down because you have pneumonia.
Right. Well,
That's
I'm just confused that they're coming out saying that get this vaccine.
yeah.
But then you actually still need to stay sheltered in place. You need to stay sequestered, whatever it is. I'm very concerned about the psychological damage. See, everything is coming full circle tonight. So, but it really, I just was doing a lot of research on social interaction. And I did research both prior to COVID and post COVID.
yeah.
Like, research done on both ends of it. And prior to COVID, it's very clear that people need, even introverts, even people who say they don't need people, need people.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
need social interaction.
At
Yes.
least a little
as
bit.
human beings.
Yeah.
And when we don't, and when we especially feel isolated, it starts putting our bodies into a chemical stress, like where our stress hormones and chemicals are pumping so much more, and it's not a sustainable living.
No, it actually
experience.
not.
It kills you.
It's
too much.
it is.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, well, you can still walk around as long as you wear a mask, but you're not, again, Steve and I have mentioned this before, you don't see people as people then. All you're seeing is a person, an entity walking with a mask on.
Yeah.
There's
Right.
because everybody's afraid of the other person. Because even if with a mask on, go into any public place and cough for any reason.
Right.
And
Yeah.
what happens? If they don't accost you for anything, which some places do
Yeah.
and have done,
Will do.
they're going to stare at you. It's going to be this weird thing. You're going to look like you had the plague. And I remember when it sounds so bad. I remember back in the day when we walked. Yeah, you could go anywhere. You could do anything. And somebody coughed, somebody sneezed. You're like, whoa, dodge that, missed. And you keep going.
Yep.
Right.
And even now, like I said, you're with people, but they're still not people.
Yeah.
They're
There's a
bridled.
bit of lost humanity there.
Yes, they're bridled cattle.
Yeah.
Period. That's what that is. And
There was one study on kids who were isolated, and this is before anything with COVID. Like, this was just a study done on kids and the importance of social interaction, and it talked about how it wasn't just a mental strain and aspect, but into adulthood, then they had increased heart issues,
Yeah.
increased like diabetes, and like just a whole host of
yep.
physical
Additional problems.
as
Yeah.
well as the mental.
Which tie into each other and cause
Right.
more damage to each other all over.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to know what Big Pharma Steve thinks about this, because he is in the medical and the pharmaceutical.
Being a pharmaceutical
Side.
tech, I mean, yeah,
Yeah. He might have an in on that one for sure.
maybe.
I don't know. People just want to go back to life. Like, okay, so like the girlfriend and I are working through The Office, and it's so funny. I mean, the last show was what, 2013.
Yeah.
Okay. Still a while back, but still,
Still.
you look at that and you're like, wow, they're not wearing masks. Look, they're social. Look, they got to go to a bar. Look, they're going out to eat. No issues. And you're like, oh, I pine for that.
That was a good old days.
The good old days. Yeah.
Oh, here's one to think on. Return of the Slug over on the Twitters. What is the long-term effect of children not having the visual cues from facial expressions?
Uh-huh.
It's a good thing to think on.
That is a good
I really hope that we don't have to worry about this.
But you know we will.
Eventually one day.
At some point.
Yeah.
This hour brought to you by, and the whole show brought to you by American Pride Roasters. Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Check out the awesome flavors and stuff going on at that place. Historically great coffee. That's all you can say about it.
It will make you swallow.
Every single time you put it in your mouth. Guaranteed.
So good.
Go to mojo50.com. Check out the other awesome hosts and shows over there as well. Tell them that, hey, we appreciate you having these doofballs be on. Our website, doaeshow.com.
doaeshow.com?
Yes, all the everything is there about us that you need. You can follow us on all the social medias at DOA Show. Thank you to Miss Carrie. It was fun as always.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll see you next Tuesday, and everybody else, we
Sounds
will
good.
talk to y'all in audio only tomorrow night.
God bless. Have a safe trip.
Bye, y'all.